Hello, Libra. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'm going to be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of April 2020. I hope you all are doing well. I know it's a very challenging time, and I just want to send healing, love, and light to you all. And we're going to get through this together. I promise you that. All right, Libra. Let's go ahead and get started. For the readings this month, I'm going to be using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. For clarifiers, I will use my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And I will end your reading, Libra, with a Chakra Oracle card. For those of you who are new here, I do invite you to subscribe if this is the first time you're catching one of my videos. I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. You may also notice that I do read jumper cards, meaning sometimes you will notice when I shuffle the deck, cards will literally fly out, or they'll flip over, or they'll stick out in some way. Those are the cards that I choose to read because I do believe that there is something there we need to pay attention to. So let's go ahead and get right into it, Libra. As you can see, cards are starting to talk already. What do we need to know for the sign of Libra as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020? What do we need to know for the sign of Libra? All right, Libra, we've got quite a few cards coming out. And let's go ahead and make sure everything is lined up here. All right, Libra. Now, Libra, you're already adjusting to the changes, and we all know that there's a lot going on in our communities, in our world, in our cities, in our states. But Libra, you're adjusting quite well. You kind of already, it's like, maybe you weren't as prepared as you would have liked to have been, but you were prepared enough that you're kind of using this time to really kind of go in a new direction. And you're feeling confident, you're feeling a little bit more secure than you were feeling last month. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. We've got the 10 of Pentacles upright, Chariot upright, 7 of Wands reverse, 2 of Cups upright, the Empress reverse. We also have 6 of Pentacles upright, and then we have the Death card in the reverse position. Now, when I say that you are really embracing the changes, I say that because I see the Death card here in the reverse position. Now, it's not to say that you have control over the changes, especially when it comes to finances and money, but it is something that you have accepted, and you're starting to shift your mindset and your behavior accordingly. And that's really going to do you some good because it's like you're not in a state of resistance. You're in more of a state of acceptance and allowance. And so that allows you to really receive the opportunities and to really kind of see things from a different perspective. It's like you're not seeing things totally based on fear or lack, but you are choosing to see that there is some good coming from this, and you're determined to make things work in your favor. Now we have the 10 of Pentacles here in the upright position. So that means that you are going to be connecting with people. And I know when I say connecting with people, it's kind of interesting right now because we're all so disconnected, because we're all so separated. But you're going to be connecting with people. It could be something online. It could be something over the phone. It could be something virtually. But you're going to be connecting with people this first week in April because there's people that are working with you to do something good. There's people that are working with you that are supporting you, but at the same time, you are supporting them. We also have the Chariot in the upright position, which means you are not wasting any time. You are taking the actions, you're doing what's needed to be done. If you don't know what to do, you're taking the action to learn what you need to do right now. And the Chariot also sometimes represents education. Excuse me. So I'm not sure if you are looking to go back to school, or if you're looking to pursue a new trade or learn something different as it relates to your work or your career, but you could also be starting some type of a new educational journey roughly in that first week of April. Now we also have the Seven of Wands here. Again, sometimes this is about defending your position. You're no longer spending energy or time doing that. You're very clear about, where you stand and how you feel about current circumstances. And you're willing to kind of, like I said, do the work and do what it takes in order to get your money right, in order to have more opportunities to make money. And also, you're very clear about how you're spending your money. You're not overextending yourself in any way. And you're also very, very clear about the boundaries you have as it relates to your finances. Now, we also have the Two of Cups here. So if you do have a partner, if you are in a relationship, just know that you are going to have the support of your partner at this time, because everybody is kind of on edge and everybody is feeling, like we need to stick together, and you are going to have that support from your partner. Now, if you are not in a relationship, or if you don't have a partner, just know that there is someone in your life who totally supports you. There's someone who cares, someone who really genuinely wants to help you, or someone who just wants to be around and be near you because they feel that they can add something to your life just like you bring something to their life, okay? So this is just about the right people being around you in the right way at the right time. We have the Empress here, so there could be some projects that get put on hold. Again, that makes sense considering everything we have going on right now. The Empress is all about creativity and growth. When she shows up in the reverse position, sometimes that means that things either slow down or they stop for some reason. Usually it's not something that you can control. It's just the nature of the circumstances. But just know that there's probably going to be some delays, postponements, cancellations. Projects just probably will not be moving forward as originally planned. We have the Six of Pentacles, which is all about generosity, giving. You probably will feel like you have the ability to share on some level. You may feel like it's time for you to volunteer in some way. You may want to give some things away. Maybe if you're, cleaning house, decluttering, purging, letting go of things. You could also be making some donations of some sort. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial, but you really are in the giving spirit and you are sharing your wealth in one way, shape, or form. Finally, we have that Death card in the reverse position. Again, this is about change, you embracing change, you really being prepared for change the best way you know how. And sometimes this Death card comes up for unexpected changes as well. And again, considering, what we're all going through right now, that makes total sense. But, you're okay. You're like writing things out. Libra, it's not like you're overly, overanalyzing stuff. It's like you just kind of see the facts, you're making decisions, and then you're taking actions based on those well thought out decisions. All right, so what else do we need to know? For the sign of Libra, as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance, for the month of April 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Libra? I need one more card for Libra. Thank you. Okay, Libra. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the World, King of Swords. Then we also have the Knight of Swords, the Star, and the Tower in reverse. That King of Swords is in the upright position. Queen of Pentacles, like I said, this is all about you going on a financial literacy journey. You are learning about finances, investments, money, real estate, anything as it pertains to money. You're starting to learn some things, and you're starting to kind of make distributions in certain areas of your life as it relates to long-term investing. The Queen of Pentacles, she's about someone who studies money, someone who studies the energy of money. Also, the Queen of Pentacles is someone who makes decisions about her money, but they may not necessarily be fact or looking at the data. It's like she makes decisions based on her own intuition and her own inner guidance. So I'm starting to kind of feel like this is more about you learning something new, and then you taking action on that something that you're learning, and it turns out to be something very profitable for you. So if it's not literally financial literacy, it could be where you start taking your knowledge and you start monetizing it in some way. And you'll see that opportunity, or you'll start to see things going in that direction roughly in that second week of April. Now, we do have the World card here in the reverse position. Just know that there's going to be some big changes coming your way, especially as it relates to your money situation. Things are going to feel like they're turning upside down, backwards and forwards. Things could be going in all different directions. Just know and trust that you're going to be okay, because you're learning what's going to be best for you at this time. And you're also going to feel like maybe you can't control everything, but you can control yourself, and you can control your energy and how you're feeling and how you are interpreting the information that is showing up for you. Just know that you're going to be okay, and just know that you have exactly what it takes to create the life you need. Even though it may not feel like it, or you don't see how it can happen, you're going to have to trust that things are going to eventually turn in your favor. Now, we have the King of Swords here. The King of Swords is all about eliminating the unnecessary. Sometimes the King of Swords also talks about cutting people off, cutting things off, cutting yourself out of certain circumstances. Now, this could be some decisions that you start making in the middle of April. You could make decisions as it relates to your finances and to your work, or, to your business. But you're going to start eliminating some things that could be just getting in the way of your goals, or getting in the way of the things that you want to create. Now, we also have the Knight of Swords here. The Knights are all about that fast-moving energy. Once you make decisions to start eliminating things, watch how quickly things start shifting, okay? You're going to start making decisions. Again, roughly in the middle of April, you're going to start feeling like you have to let go of something. It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be an unhealthy habit or mindset. But once you start letting stuff go, you're going to see that things start shifting in your favor, okay? It's going to be challenging. It's not going to be easy decisions. These are not going to be things that don't take a lot of thought or feeling. That's why this is in the reverse. It's because you're going to have to start cutting things away, and it's not going to be comfortable, but it is going to be necessary in order for you to move forward. Now, we have the Star card here in the reverse. The Star card, she represents health to me. When I see her in the reverse position, this is usually a warning that you have to pay attention to your health. And again, because of the current times that we're living in, this makes total sense. Be very, very careful. Get enough sleep. That's what I'm getting loud and clear here, is that you really need to rest, Libra. Don't burn the candle at both ends. Just because a lot of us are staying home doesn't mean that we can stay up till 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. We still need rest. We still need our water. And we still need to take time to kind of go within and to kind of be alone. Self-care is going to be very important at this time, but you really need to make your health a priority, especially during the month of April. Finally, we have the Tower here, which means, you're going to have to literally break things down in order to rebuild. The Tower is also about the worst is over. And I think by the time we move into April, as it relates to, viruses, work, our economy, I think the worst for you, Libra, is going to be over by the time we hit April. And it's not to say that the challenging times are over, but it's to say that you've kind of accepted that this is the reality right now, and you're willing to do the work necessary to kind of, pick up and, put on your big girl or big boy pants and get in there and start working and start building and start creating and start, instead of complaining, it's like you're not gonna feel sorry for yourself. It's like, nobody's getting, a better deal than someone else. We're all kind of at this level where, we really have to work through the things as they are. And we can't, it's like we can't wallow in self-pity or doubt. It's like we've accepted this for what it is, and you're going to make the best of it, or you're going to somehow manipulate the situation so it does benefit you in some way, and you're willing to do the work. All right, Libra, let's go ahead and clarify this a little bit more. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Libra as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? Okay, Libra, I'm getting it loud and clear. Pay attention to your health. We have the Star card again. She's showing up in the reverse. That tells me that, again, you need to pay attention to your health. This is a very crucial and critical time for you to focus on self-care, for you to focus on getting rest, for you to focus on eating well. Eliminate stress as best as you can. I know that's not always possible, but you're really going to have to do what you can to keep yourself in a healthy state of mind, and also to keep your surroundings clean, positive. Make sure the people around you know that you need time to yourself. You need to rest. You may need to just kind of really go within and listen to your body and really give it what it needs at this time. Now we have the King of Wands here. This means there's going to be some changes as it relates to your work. Now it could be some type of a transition phase, and again, that makes sense considering the times we're in. But there's going to be some type of either movement, transition, as it relates to your work. It could mean transferring to a different department, to a different office, to a different location. It could also mean a change in leadership, change in management, a change in your position in some way. Now, the nice thing about the King of Wands is that he's still very grounded and very stable. So don't think that because these changes are coming as it relates to your work, that you're going to be fired or let go or something like that. Just know and trust that you're pretty much rooted and you're pretty much stable where you are. It's just going to be a redefining of things, okay? It's going to be a shift of some way that's going to allow you to continue on in the direction that you're going. And again, this isn't negative because he's in the upright position. So it just means internal changes are taking place and you're going to feel it. But it doesn't mean anything, quote, bad for you. Now, we also have the Moon card here in the reverse. This means that something that you did not know earlier in the month is going to be brought to your attention in the second half of the month. The Moon is all about information being hidden. Sometimes it's illusions. Sometimes it's deception. However, when it's in the reverse position, it means that that is over. It means that new information is going to be revealed to you in the second half of the month. Now, this information is going to be something that could be kind of groundbreaking for you. It could allow you to kind of take your talent, skills, abilities to the next level, and maybe you start a business, or it could give you some opportunities in your current work situation that allows you to advance, that allows you to progress. It could also be some information that brings you more money on some level, something you didn't know, but now you know, and now you know that you have the ability to do this and to attract more wealth. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. This means that work will not be slowing down for you in that second week of April, the second half of April. Work is going to continue to flow your way. You're going to be very, very busy. You're also going to feel like you're very much in demand. People are looking, at what you can do, and they want to work with you. It could be your employer, or if you are starting a business or a side hustle of some sort, just know that people are going to see what you do, and they are going to want to pay you for that. There is no shortage of work. There is no shortage of customers, and there is no shortage of clients, okay? Make sure you remember that. Finally, we have the Hermit card here. I really feel like you're going to be going into hermit mode, probably in that second half of April, Libra. It's part of the self-care because, like I said, it fell onto this star card here. And you're going to feel like you really need to disconnect a little bit. Now, this doesn't mean that, you hold yourself up and you don't do anything, because you are going to be busy working. That's very clear. But you're probably going to feel like it's very necessary for you to be alone. And it's very necessary for you to kind of just focus on you. Please don't feel guilty about that, Libra. You need to take care of you first. Don't feel guilty about going to bed early, or maybe taking a walk and having some time to yourself. You really need that this month. That is what is going to help you grow. It's going to help you really just maintain your sanity at this point, because there's a lot going on. And you really need to feel like you've got you under control before you can get everything else and everyone else under control. All right, Libra. Let's see what else comes up for you for the month of April 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Libra as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? Okay. I do feel like I need one more card. Let me get one more card for Libra, please. There we go. Okay. All right, Libra. So as we close out the end of April, you're going to be going through some emotional stuff. And I have a feeling that this is something that has kind of been brewing for a little while, because we do have the Three of Swords here. Now, the Three of Swords is about sometimes emotional blockages, disappointment, heartbreak. It could also be sometimes we get stuck in emotional patterns, right? And so when we get stuck in an emotional habit or an emotional pattern, sometimes it can show up in other areas of our life. A lot of times it will show up with your money or money situations, or how you make decisions as it relates to money. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. So just know that you're going to have some emotional stuff come up towards the end of April, and you're going to have to kind of sort through it, okay? This is something that is not new. I'm feeling, Libra, like this is something you've been dealing with for a while, but it comes up periodically, and now it's coming up. And it's probably coming up because everyone is so emotional right now, especially, again, with the way things are in our communities and in our world. We're all on emotional overload. And sometimes those things can trigger other emotions that need to be dealt with and need to be released. Okay, so just know towards the end of April, Libra, you may go through some emotional purging, which will in turn bring you some emotional healing. And I say that because we have the Two of Cups here. Now, this is all about, the Two of Cups is sometimes it's about divine union. Other times, it's also about a divine separation. Now, what I'm starting to see is, even though we had the Two of Cups earlier here, I'm not feeling like there's a connection between what happened with the Two of Cups here and what's happening with the Two of Cups here. I'm feeling like this Two of Cups is more in relation to kind of the self-healing work that you're doing in the second half of the month, because this Two of Cups landed on the star, the moon. It's right next to the Three of Swords. I'm really feeling like this is more about you letting something go, separating from something that is not serving you emotionally. separating yourself from something that could be an emotional trigger for you, okay? So this is all about self-awareness. And I say that because we're right next to the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is about sometimes withdrawing from a situation. It could also mean that you're showing up in a way that serves you, and other people sometimes have a hard time dealing with that because they're used to seeing you in the way that they want to see you. But you're starting to make decisions to show up in your life in a way that serves and benefits you, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you may have to kind of, explain that to people, because I do see here with the Seven of Wands, that's you defending your position. That's you speaking up for yourself. And, as a result, it may piss some people off, but you're going to have to be able to deal with that in order to grow and in order to advance. And again, this all relates to your money flow, okay? Emotions are highly tied to money. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, so it means work is still flowing, but sometimes you have to kind of put your boundaries in place, and you have to say, hey, this is acceptable, this is not. And you're really going to have to communicate that, especially in the second half of the month, because there are going to be people that push you and that challenge you. And some people who will try and see what they can get away with or what you will allow. Be careful of that. Now, we also have the King of Cups here in the reverse. Again, this just kind of reconfirms everything that I had mentioned earlier. The King of Cups is a highly sensitive, emotional card. Sometimes when he shows up reversed, it could mean that we're overly sensitive. It could mean that sometimes we're just not being nurtured or getting feedback or getting fed in the way that we need to be. So our emotions are on high alert. Sometimes dealing with the emotional mess, could be emotional clutter, things that have to be released, things that have to be healed, traumas that need to be acknowledged. This is all deep inner spiritual work that needs to be done. And because so many of us are separated from our work and families during this time, this could be a good time for you to kind of go through this emotional stuff and these feelings that could be holding you back. It's all about are you ready to acknowledge this stuff, and are you ready to clean it up? Because once you do, you will be making breakthroughs, not only spiritually and emotionally, but also financially. And I say that too because it fell on these cards here. Remember, the Death card is all about some huge changes coming your way. The Tower is about literally breaking stuff down so you can rebuild anew, bigger, better, stronger. Hermit mode, you taking time for yourself, focusing on self-care, focusing on what you need and not overcompensating for the needs of other people. And again, emotional healing. It could also be emotional purging. So just know, Libra, that April is going to be a very up and down month for you emotionally, but it's going to be good because you're going to finally feel like you can release some things that are just not serving you. Okay, Libra, let's go ahead and end your reading with a Chakra Oracle card. Excuse me. Let's see. All right, so you got the Crown Chakra, focusing on your purpose. And I think this is very powerful, because your purpose is going to be clear to you as time goes on, especially when you start doing the inner emotional work of releasing things that don't serve you, and also not allowing certain things to get in the way of your divine purpose and of your mission of what it is that you are here to do and how you are here to serve. So I hope this is helpful, Libra. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations, feel free to drop those down below. And if you're not subscribed, I invite you to do so, again, because I do these readings each and every month. All right, Libra, thank you so much for choosing to spend this time with me. I'll see you again soon.